Good morning. My name is Alethea Duncan. I'm the Assistant Special Agent in charge for FBI New Orleans. As Chief Kirkpatrick said, we'll be taking over the investigative lead for this event. This is not a terrorist event.
This is not a terrorist event.
What it is right now is their improvised explosive devices that was found, and we are working on confirming if this is a viable device or not.
This is King Messiah. First things first, make sure you're subscribed, leave a comment or a thumbs up. Thank you. All right, let's get into the topic of today. What we know about Shamsud Jabbar. At least 14 people are unalive, deleted. They were injured after the man drove a truck into a crowd at a Bourbon and Canal Street in New Orleans on New Year's Day. Now, what I'm asking the family is, how is the FBI so quick to rule this not, I say not, a terrorist event? There was an ISIS flag found in his car. He had explosive devices. They say he worked with other people. But you guys are so quick to call this, you guys are so quick to say that this is not a terrorist event. That makes me think you haven't done a thorough investigation, and it looks highly suspicious.
Agents now indicating he likely had help carrying out the attack.
We do not believe that Jabbar was solely responsible. We are aggressively running down every lead, including those of his known associates.
Law enforcement teams searching the suspect's home in Houston and the scene of an overnight fire at a New Orleans Airbnb, where investigators believe some of the explosive devices may have been assembled.
According to the FBI, it happened around 3:15 toward the end of New Year's celebration in the New Orleans and hours before the expected kickoff of the All-State Sugar Bowl.
Officer patrolling the streets of Bourbon Street, again remaining an active crime scene. We just heard from...
The FBI confirmed the identity of the suspected driver of the truck as Shamsud Jabbar, 42, of Texas.
A crowd of people has been killed, of course. He was an American citizen, born here in Texas, served in the Army, and indicated on social media, per the FBI, that he had a desire to kill. Explosives were found in his vehicle and nearby. And tonight,
a New Year's Eve nightmare in New Orleans.
This is not just an act of terrorism. This is evil.
Corner bus after corner bus.
And on Wednesday, law enforcement shared more about one of the people responsible. 42-year-old Shamsud Jabbar was an Army veteran and a Texan. His current address on record is at this home in Houston. A man who also lives in Houston says he owns the white Ford pickup truck that Jabbar used for the attack, telling ABC News he rented it to an individual through a car-sharing app called Turo. The FBI says law enforcement found an ISIS flag, multiple weapons, and potential explosive devices inside of that vehicle, and other potential explosives in the French Quarter. Investigators do not believe Jabbar acted alone, as they reviewed surveillance footage Wednesday that appeared to show people planting the explosives in the area.
Event. This is not a terrorist event. This is not a terrorist event.
As an IT specialist, where I learned the meaning of great service.
Other soldiers who served with him as an IT specialist in the Army Signal Corps say he was the top of his IT class at Fort Gordon, Georgia.
I mean, from day one, you can tell that his knowledge in the IT field was better than everyone else's.
Peter Heap served 6 years in the Louisiana National Guard and the last 18 years on active duty as an Army sergeant. He took an IT class with Jabbar in 2010, and for the next decade or more, they remained Facebook friends.
I still thought that he was still a somewhat good guy.
Heap said Jabbar used to make pro-Islamic posts on Facebook, but nothing radical.
I would not categorize him as being a Muslim extremist at that time when I knew him. Not at all. I think sometime between when I knew him and
now he got radicalized.
So I just want to be clear, the word sounds that he's using. He said he got radicalized. So when you hear Fat Joe talking about this radical group, that's why it's dangerous, and that's why it has to be called out. All right, let's get back into the video. I know that's a little off topic, but it can correlate. Let's get to it.
He was trying to run over as many people as he possibly could. It was not a DUI situation. This is a more complex and more serious based on the information we have right now. Man, this perpetrator, he fired on our officers from his vehicle when he crashed his vehicle. 2 of our officers have been shot. They are stable, and we will give you an update on them. And because of the intentional mindset of this perpetrator who went around our barricades in order to conduct this, he was hell-bent on creating the carnage and the damage that he did. Because of the nature and the indices that we have on the scene, and we have enough information that the FBI will be taking over this investigation. And with that, I am going to be asking, this is the assistant agent in charge. This is Agent Duncan, Special Agent Duncan, and she has taken over this case on behalf of us and the FBI. As always, we will be in partnership with all of our partners. But Agent Duncan, if you want to have a few words for everyone.
Thank you, ma'am. Good morning. My name is Alethea Duncan. I'm the Assistant Special Agent in charge for FBI New Orleans. As Chief Kirkpatrick said, we'll be taking over the investigative lead for this event. This is not a terrorist event. What it is right now is their improvised explosive devices that was found, and we are working on confirming if this is a viable device or not.
Well, there you have it. I appreciate you watching the video. I want you all to tell me in the comment section, do you think this Jabbar character was a Manchurian candidate? Do you think that during his 10 years in the military, he kind of was being programmed and he pretty much has been used just as a puppet for the powers that be? I'm putting on the 10 kufi. Or do you think that it's just a testament of the times we are living in 2025? It just appears that things have been turned up. The level of evil and the level of just no regard for life has been turned up to an all-time high. What is your take on it? Is this just a spiritual warfare that we're going through and you have to keep your head on the swivel? Hey, this is King Messiah. I appreciate you watching. Make sure you're subscribed. 90% of you who watch our videos don't hit the subscribe button. So 2025, we want to change that. And I appreciate you helping. Besides, it's free. Peace.